Hey everyone, what is happening? It's Wilson, and I'm back with another quick video on what is a flat top breakout when it comes to day trading. It's a very useful technical indicator that I like to use, especially for intraday trading. If I want to get in a position midday, or if I'm looking for a trend from the previous days, I like to look for flat top breakouts. There's a lot of different breakouts that I look for. If you guys see my other video on breakout patterns, I explained that there's a lot of things that I like to look for, such as the bull flag breakout, but the flat top breakout is very similar, and I'll go through a couple examples on how it looks like, how you can play it, and how you can maximize your profit using flat top breakouts. So real quickly, flat top breakouts explained. The flat top breakout is pretty much very similar to the bull flag breakout, like I said earlier, and it's a pattern that you want to identify on the charts, that you can see an upward trend going upwards, and then there's followed by consolidation, and then it spikes up for a breakout. So this is what we want to play. We want to be able to play the stock at the end of the consolidation, right when it starts to break out, and then what we do, we take a position and then we exit right when the breakout is over, before it consolidates again and then possibly go back down. Now I'll show you a couple scenarios of how this works exactly, but that's what you got to understand. And usually during the consolidation period, one thing you have to note is that the buying volume will drop relatively lower compared to the trend that it was originally trading at. So this usually might happen during midday, where it's kind of dying down, but it's still holding strong for the consolidation and it's still on the upward trend, and then it goes towards the breakout. So there's two things that we want to identify, is that it's in the consolidation with low volume, and at the same time, once the buying volume on the green bar starts kicking in after the consolidation, that's when the breakout appears. So this picture is a very classic picture of how it is. Basically, this flat base right here is the consolidation period. As you can tell, it was trending upwards earlier, and then after the consolidation, boom, you see the breakout. If you look at the volume bars on the beginning, on the bottom, in the beginning of time, there was a lot of volume that pushed the stock upwards, and then followed by consolidation, which is the flat base, flat top, flat base, however you want to call it, and then once these buying volume starts kicking in and it passes the SMA, the moving average, that's when we want to take position. So I love to take the position right when it gets really close to the SMA. I use SMA 10, especially for day trading. I think that follows it the best and closely, and it's a good indicator for me to take a position. And as soon as I identify the buying volume, I like to take the position, and I like to get out right after this potential green push. So here's an example with a chart. Looks a little bit more pretty, and this is the flat top breakout. So right here, there's a lot going on in this chart, but the main things that we have to note is that it's on the upward trend, right? The stock is trading at higher support every single time. Higher support, higher support, higher support, higher support, higher support. So it's on an upward trend. And with the upward trend, what happens is that there's consolidation right here. You see, this is the whole entire flat top right here. Consolidation back and forth, but it's on the higher support and going upwards. And then as soon as we break out at this flat zone right here, boom, that's the breakout. So you want to take your entry right here, and then you want to exit right here before the pullback happens. And this probably happens within 1 or 2 minutes, so it's a really quick one. Once you take your position, it jumps up by almost $1 for this specific stock, and then what we want to do is we want to get out and take our profits. So this is a screenshot that I pulled off of Finviz. I love using Finviz. I'll be making another video in the future of everything you need to know about using Finviz, to scan stocks, find the breakouts, etc. But it was very easy for me to pull this chart up. And right here, as you can tell, this is a really good one. This blue line right here represents the trend line. So that's what I want to look at, right? I want to look at the stock is trading upwards the entire time. Now this is a wider time frame chart. As you can tell, it's August, September, October, but it's really good when you're doing your research after markets to identify these type of stocks that are always moving upwards, right? And then right here, you can tell this is the consolidation period right here. It's trading sideways, and then boom, breakout. Take the position on the green candle as soon as this breakout kicks in, and then try to exit up here by the second green candle up here. And this is just a perfect example because this blue trend line shows that it's trading upwards. It's a good stock. I don't know too much about the company. I just pulled it up, but looking at the charts, it looks very smooth and nice. It bounced off a wedge right here, and then it went up. Example number 4, same thing. As you can tell, the red trend line right here. This shows that the stock is trading at higher support every single time. Higher support, higher support, higher support. Consolidates with this flat top right here. Very, very flat as it can get, like a ruler flat. And then boom, right here, it kicks in. You get in right here, buy, exit right here. And boom, you would have taken your profits. Now, there's something that you have to take note when you're trading these flat top breakouts is if this flat top consolidates, but it drops downwards below the support line right here, then you have to be careful because it could mean that the stock will continue trading downwards back to the original time frame and price, which is right below here, the support. So if the flat top breakout doesn't go your way, then you don't want to take the position. And that's a good thing because we're just sitting and watching until the breakout happens, because it can go either way. It can continue consolidate and then drop downwards. And if it does go below a certain support, I don't want to take a position. You don't have to take a position. You're not in the position yet. Remember, we're trying to trade the breakouts. But if I do identify this breakout after this flat top and on the upward trend and there's buying volume, I want to take the position and get there. And as you can tell, right after the breakout, it consolidates again. And if the trend is still going upwards with this consolidation, that means another flat top has just formed right here, and we can get in again for another potential breakout for the profits. Well, anyways, thanks for watching. That was just a super quick explanation on how to play flat top breakouts, how to identify them. You want to incorporate all this research into your research routine, pre-market, post-market, and identify these stocks, add it to your watch list. The best traders add a bunch of stocks to the watch list every single day. Look for previous runners and identify these trends. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe and give it a thumbs up. You can always follow me on Twitter at itswilson8 or look me up on YouTube, Wilson the Trader. Thank you for watching.